Hello my lovelies, Barbara here with another tarot reading for the week ahead. It's Monday the 5th of May 2025 and it's a bank holiday. Whoop whoop. So I hope most of you at least have got the day off and just can enjoy the day and celebrate this early bank holiday. Anyway, I'm going to get straight into the reading because I want to get through as much as I possibly can today. So we're using Shadowscapes Tarot. This is a really old deck of mine. I don't even know how old this is. It's one of the decks I use when I do readings. So the cards themselves are a bit battered now because I've had them for so long. So there we go. There's the back of the cards. I don't know if you can actually tell close. I know you can't. Oh, you can just, if you see with the light on it, you can see how worn they are because I've used them so much. This is the most popular deck when I do psychic fairs and things like that. This is the deck that gets picked most of the time because I think a lot of it is the colour on the back. Anyway, let's get on with the reading. So your leader card is Celebrate Good Times. Sorry, you can tell it's a bank holiday, can't you? And I haven't had much coffee today either. It's actually the Four of Wands. So the celebration card. Now look at the glorious artwork in these cards. I just absolutely love them. And I love the way they're using unicorns, you know, that purity of thought and that joy. We've got the sun in the background. In fact, is that, oh, I thought it might be an angel. It's not. They're going towards the sun. How perfect for a bank holiday Monday and for the rest of the week, all that energy of the wands. So I'm going to say this week will prove to be a source of celebration in some way. No, it's not mean a wedding or an engagement or something like that, though for some people it may very well be so. But it's to celebrate life, to celebrate a win that you've made in some way. You know, perhaps you've actually finished decorating the bedroom or something like that. It's even the smallest reason to celebrate is a reason to celebrate. And the more you send out there to the universe and saying, yeah, do you know what? Okay, I've picked up a penny from the street or something, that's still a celebration, it's still a joy. And the moment you start sending that energy out, those vibrations out, it can draw more in. And remember, fours themselves, it's that sturdiness. Again, I keep saying this, it's rather like a table with four legs. It's sturdier than three legs. So enjoy this week. This is the week, and look for those smallest wins, as I'm going to put it. I'm not saying money wins or anything like that, but those little things that oh wow, yeah, this is a time to actually get out there, and even if you're on your own, celebrate it. You know, get yourself a glass of wine or something, just say, yeah, do you know what, well done. But also include people. Enclose people, yeah, why not enclose them into your little circle of friends, but include people in that, you know, not smugly, but just go out there and say, yeah, this is fantastic. So that's great. That's your lead card. You couldn't really get a better card than that, really. So what does that lead on to? Well, this is quite funny, actually. It's Temperance. So I think this is the only major this week. So Temperance, I'm trying to get it close as possible. Now, do you see, you can't really see them in the video, and even when I, record the cards at the end of the actual reading, you won't really see what these are. This is the only issue, I would say, with these cards. It's so intricate that a lot of the times, unless you put them on your phone or use a magnifying glass and enlarge them, you can't really see a lot of the artwork. These would be fantastic as larger cards, but they're sort of, they're not dragons. I'm not quite sure what they are, but she herself, there she has that wonderful balance around her. She's sending these off, but do you see the different, I'm going to put it, the different colours here? So we have the colours from here joining together. It's all about that alchemy. Temperance is a bit about alchemy, bringing balance, and sometimes you do have to have the darker aspects, if you want to put it that way. So there will be moments this week and you think, oh well, yeah, I'm celebrating that, but there's still that little bit waiting, you know, perhaps after you've decorated your bathroom or bedroom or whatever, you haven't quite, cleaned up all the little bit of paint bits that have gone. Doesn't matter. Together, it will give that feeling of wholeness. This is like a building block week. It's that moment where you think, yeah, do you know what? Things are good. Okay, some things not so good, but it doesn't matter because it's balanced out by the joy and the experience and the energy of things that are moving forward and that I've experienced. So the temperance is that bringing it all together and actually thinking, yeah, do you know what? Things are fine. Things are fine in my life. Yeah, you can build on them. You've got that sturdiness of the Four of Wands there, that table. But nevertheless, you know, no life is perfect and you have to accept that sometimes. So, funnily enough, you've now got another wand. This week, I believe we've got 3 wands out of the 5 cards. Wands, remember, they're fire, their energy, their creativity, their movement. And that's the feeling of this week that, yeah, I can move on. I can do all sorts of things if I put my mind to it. So here we have the 9 of Wands. Now, normally, if you look at a Rider-Waite, he's sort of there like a bit bandaged up. What's going on? Number 9's a harvest. It's the end of the journey. It's the, I'm not saying recuperation, but the harvest. I'm trying to think how best way of wording this. It's like, yes, look what I've done. Yeah, it's time. Yeah, I'm coming to the end of that. Time for a new adventure. Back to that 4 of Wands where you've got that energy going on. But in this one, so he's on, I think it's like a giant squirrel. Not sure, unfortunately, but nevertheless, let's assume it's a giant squirrel. So he's there, he's ready, poised on the edge of a cliff, I suppose you could say. But look, in the distance, there's all the other people there, all the other, you know, in the distance there, supporting him, going the same way. To me, this week in this deck, all that celebration, all that acknowledgement that, yeah, you're doing really, really well. There are other people who are feeling the same. So yeah, get other people around you. They're feeling good. They can even point out to you the things that you've missed that will make you feel even more energized. But we are coming to the end of one particular adventure, ready to take that leap, almost like the Fool. Quite, it's a 9, you know, don't do it this week, but it's like, yeah, do you know what, I can now think forward, I can think ahead, think about planting things. You know, I've made the harvest, I've cut down beans or whatever, now I can actually think, right, what am I going to replant? Not quite do it just yet, but you're go to the garden centre, have a look round. It's that sort of energy around this week. It's excitement. It is such a great week for excitement. Of course, we've just been through Beltane, so even more reasons to celebrate. So, bearing in mind that last one was a 9 of Wands, we now have the Page of Swords. Remember, swords all about ideas and thinking and communication. Okay, sometimes it has a little negative thing. Oh, I'm not sure about that. Oh, can I cope with that? But this is a page. Remember, think about when you were 12 years old, when you could do anything. I've said this many times. I wanted to be an astronaut. I genuinely thought I could become an astronaut. And it's that feeling I can do anything. And if you look at that previous card, you're coming to the end, you know, that harvest. Yeah, that in itself will bring through that excitement. What do I do next? What can I do next? Feeling positive about it. That thing, oh yeah, what about this? What about that? She themselves, it's a female one in this one. If you see, she's got the most wonderful wings around her. And in fact, so I'm going to go back a bit here. Was it on this one? If you look at Temperance, again, she's got the most beautiful wings around her. I'm going to mix them all up now, aren't I? There we go. So back to, yeah, Page of Swords. So we've got all these birds around. We've got knowledge. I think these may be ravens, not sure, but bringing through that wisdom and that knowledge and that ability to read through things. In fact, she is actually reading there. Using the mind to actually consider, what can I do next? So I will say this is a very, very good week to start thinking about, okay, perhaps I need some training in something. You know, it could be about hobby. It doesn't have to be to do with your career or how you can improve your business. What have I always wanted to learn? For instance, I did my sound healing, you know, the other weekend. I'm now a practitioner in sound healing, which is amazing. Not necessarily going to use it. I may do in the future, but at the moment it's something, it was that joy to actually do something that I've always wanted to do. That, utilize that feeling this week, because one by one of us will start thinking, yeah, do you know what is that I've always wanted to learn? It could be something, it could be pottery, for goodness sake, it doesn't matter. Start looking into it. So what's the final outcome? Remember I said 3 wands? Here's the last one, the ace. Now, if you think particularly about those last do you know what? Perhaps I do need some more coffee this morning because I can't get my words out. I think I'm so excited. It's such an energizing week. Those last 3 cards result in that. So you think about the 9 of Wands, the harvest. Yeah, I finished one adventure. Then the thoughts, what can I do next? And then that ace of wands, that power. Here we are, I'm offering you something. It's time to start anew. This is going to be a very fulfilling week for all of us, ones that we can really utilize. But you must remember that lead card, celebrate everything you've done, everything you're going to do, even what other people have done around you. Yeah, I'm going to celebrate that for them. Perhaps I can look at what they're doing and perhaps take some inspiration from them. So have an amazing, powerful, energizing week. I will see you next week. Have a great time and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.